Yes.
Okay, so today we're going to be talking about Thranduil, king of the woodland realm.
Yes.
Elf.
Yes. As laid out in the Battle of the Five Armies release.
There's a lot to say about him, especially from my point of view, for he's been an opponent of mine.
In pretty much every battle.
Yeah, and he's been causing me a bit of grief, to say the least. And I would like to express my thoughts upon Thranduil and how he is overpowered, if you will. Now, the thing with Thranduil, one of his special rules is he adds an extra dice to his attack count for every extra model in a combat. But he already has a standing attack rate of 3. So he can always have... His attack rate of 3?
Yeah, he has 3 attacks.
Oh,
that's standard.
Yeah.
Should we lay out the profile first?
Sure. Go ahead, it's your man.
Oh, okay. Okay, so his 6-inch movement, obviously, for normal models. You've got a fight value of 7, which is high and is normally better than anything else on the table. You've got a strength of 4, there's a defense of 6, 3 attacks, 3 wounds, and a courage of 6. Might, will, and fate, he has 3 of each, so he's got 3s in all the right places. So, yeah.
He's pretty tanking. As far as Elven heroes go, he's up there with the best. I mean, he doesn't have...
It's that fight value of 7, I think, as well. Which
Yeah. It's so great. It's really high. And, what's more is the attack, as I was saying. You get an extra dice for every extra model. So, if I was to have 3 Urukai in combat with him, it's not a 3-on-3, that's a 5-on-3.
Yeah.
305. So, that kind of ruins you a bit when you you want to throw more models into the fight, but if you do that, you're going to have a serious amount of problem because every man you throw in, he gets an extra dice. So you're never actually going to have more unless you have multiple heroes in a combat. And then you want to use a heroic strike, which is a point of might,
you're forced to use
just
a
to
point
fight.
of might.
Because if 1/6 from Thranduil with his 10 dice or whatever, then that's it. You can't beat it. So you have to heroic strike.
I mean, from my point of view, having a defense of 6 isn't great, and I would normally, with a hero of defense 6, I would be very careful as to who I was putting him in combat with. But with Thranduil getting a +1 die for every model in that combat, I'm not really concerned about that because even if it's a 1-on-1 and I'm getting 4 attacks, I'm fairly confident that I can roll a 6 or at least a 4, so that I can use two points of might to win the combat if needs be. So.
Yeah.
I mean, and it even comes with an elven cloak. So
can't even shoot him.
Exactly, you can't shoot him if he's partially concealed. So you do get the option actually to take on a horse, don't you? For an extra 10 points. He doesn't get the Blade Lord bonus for being mounted, which does actually beg the question: why would you take on a horse? I mean, the first time I got the model, I used him on a horse, didn't I? And
it was a joke.
That was the only time you killed him, I think.
Pretty much.
Other than that, I've always taken on foot purely for the bonuses. I mean, if anyone has an idea as to when you could use them on horseback, I'm open to it, but I don't. Exactly. 10 points is another elf, really.
Yeah. Yeah. And the other thing about Thranduil is his relatively cheap points cost. If you consider the Elrond is 170 points.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Gil-galad's cheaper as well.
Yeah, Gil-galad's still more expensive than Thranduil, though, isn't he? Gil-galad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for Thranduil, you could get yourself 13 Urukai.
Yeah. Yeah. 13 Urukai.
Yeah.
But
and so in that situation, if you had Thranduil taking on 13 Urukai, Thranduil would get 12 over 3 is 15 dice, and with Urukai would get 13 dice.
Yeah, I'm going to get a 6 at some point with that.
Yeah.
Or a dice roll that I can modify with a might.
Yeah. So technically in that one combat, if you could get that many Urukai and play contact with him, like even if you had pikes, there were like 6 around a model or something like that.
It wouldn't take Thranduil long to go through then?
No, probably potentially one turn, even 5 pluses. You've got 15 dice. 5 of them could be 5s, 6s.
Yeah.
In fact, probability wise, 5 of them would be 5+.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to think so. Like you with some of my dice rolls, you never know.
That's true. Yeah.
A good example of that was the video that we uploaded with Rowan as a special guest,
Oh, yes.
and then we had to get Thranduil across the board edge. As we said in the end of that video, we played on afterwards. We stopped the special rules with the reinforcement side of it, but Thranduil killed everything else on the board.
Including the troll.
So, I mean, he was killing 2-3 times his points worth. And to be honest, he wasn't really sweating over it, was he? He was...
No.
So,
I think, because when you mentioned about when you do 250 point battles in the past, you were high elves,
yeah.
you would have like a hero and like 6 men or something like that.
Yeah.
Whereas with Thranduil, you could have him and almost a full warband.
Mm-hmm.
You could have a full warband of 12 men, pretty much. 10 to 12 men.
Yeah.
Which is as good as like the weaker race. And I don't know, Thranduil from that point of view is incredibly useful.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm sure if you watch any of our other videos, we are quite heavy on the elves and Urukai, or at least elves versus something scenario. Thranduil, I'm pretty sure, is featured in probably all bar one I can think of.
Yeah. I don't think he featured in the one where I beat you. The one that I beat you. I can't remember what that was.
I can't remember what that was.
Were you the elves?
I probably was.
Probably.
I probably was. But yeah, I mean, you'd be silly to take another hero for the cost of 13 Urukai. You can have somebody who can go through people's front lines. I mean, in our most recent video, he was at the forefront, and without him there, I probably would have lost. So it does just go to show.
Yeah. You had an interesting point to make about the way Thranduil was designed, though, did you not?
I did, yeah. So obviously, I mean, years ago when I first started the hobby, when I was back at school, you didn't have the warband rules, and Thranduil was part of the Lord of the Rings, but sort of he was a high pointless cost. It wasn't that great. He had a bit of magic to him, but it wasn't fantastic. But going for the Lord of the Rings rules and the One Ring and the War of the Ring and all that sort of all those rules, it wasn't that brilliant. You wouldn't choose him to take him in an army anyway. However, with his new release with the Battle of the Five Armies, compared to the evil heroes, I don't think he's particularly overpowered. Especially when you look at Azog or Bolg. He is a lot cheaper than Azog and Bolg. However, Azog and Bolg are in a much better position to put Thranduil down.
Mm-hmm. They both have a fight value of 7.
Yeah.
So you don't need to waste heroic strikes.
Exactly, that takes away need for heroic strikes. They got a higher strength value.
And strength of 5, so you wound on a 5+. Which is very good.
3 attacks, 3 wounds.
In that situation, Azog versus Thranduil would still only have 3 attacks, so it'd be a 3-on-3.
Yes.
In that case, and then you would back Azog potentially. That'd be a fair fight, wouldn't it? It could go any way because it's.
Oh no, you'd have 4 dice from the Thranduil. You'd have 1 more because he's got the +1 on foot.
I thought it was +1 for additional models, not the original model. So if he was fighting Azog and another man, he would have 4.
Okay. Well, potentially then. I always interpret it as he gets +1 for...
Yeah. Have a look.
Because a lot of these special rules, like we've just been discussing before this video, are open to interpretation, especially Legolas, with Orcrist, which we'll get to in a minute, potentially.
So it says, when fighting on foot, Thranduil, King of Woodland Realm, receives +1 attack. Furthermore, Thranduil, King of the Woodland Realm, receives an additional attack. Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
so he gets +1 attack as base standard, so his attack value goes up to 4, just for simply being on foot.
So it does beg the question, why give him 3 attacks on his base profile? Why not just give him 4 and then just say he gets +1 attack for every other model in the fight?
In case you want to equip him with a horse, I suppose.
Yeah, I suppose.
So basically, you put him on a horse, you lose an attack, and you lose the ability to. Do you lose the ability to add 1 as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only on foot.
Only on foot.
You lose the benefit of the Elven Cloak as well. They don't count on horseback.
So there's no point again to sticking Thranduil on a horse because
You get extra alpha in there.
You potentially lose 10 extra attacks, really, don't you?
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, it would be 4 on 3. So Thranduil does have the bonus of having an extra dice, but 1/6 from the evil player there would
exactly would tie
match it, which would be
okay. You still got the Elven Blades, but I mean, you're more likely to win the roll off than I am. So
yes, well that's true. This is assuming I was the evil man.
I mean, Azog is more expensive, points cost wise,
and he has a special rule that if he does win the fight, he wounds heroes on a 3+.
Yeah.
No matter what their defense. So
I mean, if you
can win,
yeah,
you only 3+, and you've taken all of Thranduil's wounds away, provided he fails his fate, that's him gone, just like that. And Bolg, Castellan of Mount Gundabad. What was it? What was the one that he could do?
we've got the Bringer of Death rule. So every time Bolg slays an enemy model, you're supposed to keep a note of it. Once he's killed 2 or more, it will cause terror. So obviously models are going to have to start taking courage tests just to charge in on him. Once he's killed 5 or more, he gets a Harbinger of Evil special rule. And once he's killed 10 or more, he can expend a single point of might per turn without reducing his own store, which actually is quite good. But I mean, to kill 10 models in the game,
you need to have him in the front
pretty
line.
intense. Yeah,
big battles that would be. But I think it's fair to say then that based on the Battle of the Five Armies, you have Thranduil and his evil counterparts are very well matched.
Yeah.
Whereas when we're playing Thranduil out of context,
we're playing.
My greatest hero is, as an Urukai player, is probably Mayher, or just a captain.
I think your shield captain's probably.
He's a better defense, but he only has 2 attacks. He only has 2 wounds. He only has 2 might. His fight values are 5.
Yeah.
Every one of my heroes' fight values 5, so they can't match Thranduil. Whereas Bolg and Azog are designed to match Thranduil.
Yeah. I mean, Bolg has another special rule which we completely overlooked. It says that he gets to re-roll wounds of 1 when he makes strikes against elves and dwarves. So you've got that, so he essentially faints in every combat with an elf and dwarf without having to halve his fight value, which actually is quite handy.
Definitely, yeah.
Which is pretty good.
That is good.
Especially if you're starting to cause terror and whatnot, and you're only getting a few models in per turn.
It'd be fascinating to actually see, or even carry out ourselves, a Battle of the Five Armies army, good versus bad, just to see how, because I'm waiting for the day where I go into a battle and I don't fear Thranduil ripping through my army. So
I mean, I think in recent battles, you've probably seen Matt using a single Urukai backed up by a pike and just doing that every turn.
It's the only way to stop him,
which is incredibly frustrating for me, because obviously I just want to see him steamroller through front lines of Urukai.
But so you can see that Thranduil has caused me great frustration because I'm fighting a man who has 4 attacks base when on foot and receives an extra dice for every time I throw something at him, with a fight value far greater than anyone I have.
Yeah.
So it's truly difficult for me to
frustrating for you, it must be. But
and I can't even shoot at him. So I can't even be like, I'll use my crossbows, because if he's partially concealed, that's that. Can't see him. He's got an Alvin cloak on. Which is madness, wouldn't you agree?
No. I wouldn't, but that's because I use them.
I'm excited to see. When we played our last battle with Legolas, I don't know if he was using his profile as this one or whether he was
using the old profile.
Where it costed
90 points.
Yeah. This one is a lot more. But he carries Orcsys, which causes terror. And then this is the rule you were referring to, wasn't it? That was a bit vague.
Yeah, so we found it fairly open to interpretation, didn't we?
Yeah. It says here, Orcsys is an elven blade. When Orcsys causes a wound on an orc, goblin or Urukai, it causes not 1 wound but D3 wound instead. Determine the number of wounds before fate points are used. Additionally, the bearer of Orcsys terror. So we was trying to work out whether this means that, that rule to me sounded like it's only useful against a multiple wound character.
Yeah, like a hero, say an Urukai captain.
Because it mentions the use of fate and all that. But then it says it causes a wound on an orc, goblin or Urukai. It doesn't specify character or hero or multiple wound. So we was wondering if he was in combat with 3 models and he rolls 1 wound, he only manages to get 1 wound, does he then get to roll a d3 to see, and he could cause 3 wounds, and can you spread that across multiple
does that
models?
Does that have to be all directed at a model, or can it be directed across multiples?
Because if that's the case, it's almost pointless against normal units because they only have 1 wound.
Yeah.
So that's a bit of an interesting one there. It would be nice for a bit more clarification on that.
It's good to see that he does keep his deadly shot though.
He does.
Fairly sure you're probably happy with what that rule is, but for those of you who aren't, Legolas can shoot either 3 times in the shoot phase as normal, so he rolls to hit and then rolls to wound with his in the ways, or he can do a single auto hit if you like. He ignores in the ways. He can even shoot into combat, which I think is the only friendly model that can do that. So, which is again handy in that last battle because I could put him on the hill. He's got an elven cloak on, so all I need to do really is make sure he's partially concealed, and I can use auto hit on Mayher or a captain over and over and over again.
That's true.
And I'll eventually whittle you down.
Yeah, you can't do anything about it. You can't stop it.
No, you can't.
Just can't stop.
What are you doing?
Looking for something. Here we are. Just wanted to see.
Is that his old profile in that?
Yeah, another point is Legolas's fight value has gone up to a 7.
Yes, for the Battle of the Five Army.
In the Battle of the Five Armies, which I suppose is to match Bolg and Azog.
Yeah.
Or else he's pointless against them, really. Yeah. So that's an additional thing there. And he's also got an extra attack as well, because originally he only had 2 attacks.
What was his defence originally? 4.
4.
So I mean, you have to pay the 10 points to give him the armour.
Yeah.
But
he has the armour here. So
the reason he's so expensive here is because he's got a better fight,
a better attack,
and he's got Orcrist.
And he's armed with armour as a base.
Yeah. But I mean, you pay 10 points for that anyway. But interestingly enough, he doesn't have an elven cloak, and doesn't come with the option to equip him with one either. You can only have a horse.
That's interesting. That's very interesting. Yeah.
So
it's surprising that.
I guess it kind of maybe evens out the auto shock. It will stop players gribbling at the back of the board and being able to auto hit.
Yeah, but it's surprising that Thranduil has an elven cloak in that case, because if you consider the kinds of environments they were fighting in the film, if that's what they're basing it off of, they were both fighting
at the front.
Yeah, not in the woods. So I don't know why Thranduil wore a cloak. I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah, it's interesting actually. It's a good point to make. But then again, I mean, we could talk for ages on this, but that takes us back to your issue with Lurtz.
Oh yeah, Lurtz is a strange profile because he has a shield, he has armour, and his defence is still only 5.
Yeah, he's a scout captain, isn't he, essentially?
Yeah, so, but even a standard scout captain without a shield is armour is defence 5.
Yeah,
so without a shield it got up to 6. But Lurtz remains a 5, and apparently the argument for this is because he also carries a bow. So if you carry a bow, you can't carry a shield.
But the bow does the bow come as part of his base profile, or is it an option?
It's a base profile.
Okay.
Inclusion. So in that sense, they've made a model that carries a shield, which you can't use.
Yeah.
See what I mean? So it's a bit. Just have a look
at it. It is a bit odd.
Just to double check whether you have to carry the. Because I mean, like you've got Vrasku and Mayher are both defence 5. They're both scout captains, and they don't carry shields. They just wear armour. And then Lurtz carries an armour, a shield, and a bow as part of his thing. So, but he's still a defence 5, even though he has armour and a shield.
Yeah.
So you think he goes up?
It should be a 6.
Yeah, and the thing about this makes Lurtz by far the most pointless Urukai hero, because he carries a bow and it's 60 points, but Vrasku carries a crossbow and it's 60 points. So a crossbow is better than a bow. Vrasku can also shoot twice because he's an expert shot. And the Mayher carries.
But the drawback to having Vrasku
is he can't
even shoot.
But Mayher has an extra attack and he can move 2 inches more, and it's still the same points with the same base profile, other than the fact that he's got more attacks. I suppose Lurtz does have 1 point of might extra, but Vrasku's got 3 points of might. Yeah. So this is why you use it. If you use a standard captain who's got a points value of 50, you can equip him with heavy armour and a shield, take him to 60, which is the same value as Lurtz or Vrasku or Mayher, and he's got defence 7 now.
Which you would.
Which is
every time.
Which is
I don't understand. Yeah.
a lot better than the other ones.
I mean, it is nice to have Vrasku, who is a crossbow wielding Urukai, leading crossbow Urukai,
with a point of might and 2 shots.
but
Extra point of might, I mean.
really,
And he hits on a 3+.
is he? Yeah.
Whereas Lurtz only hits on a 4+.
Is he going to be doing that much damage? Because you either keep him back with your crossbowman, which means he can't move, he's going to shoot, and you've got that might. I mean, that's 3 points of might that you could have in combat.
Yeah.
Because if he's at the back of the board with your crossbowman, no one's going to be able to benefit from his might bar the crossbows.
Another thing, I suppose if you was to play a defensive strategy there, and you drew the enemy onto you, like if you was fighting Rohan, which Urukai designed to fight, the Urukai would take defensive positions, and in that sense, the enemy are going to come to him, so he's going to be in combat whether he likes it or not, and he's still getting his 2 shots, so he can stay stationary.
That's true.
So
I mean, you do have to look at that as well. I mean, that's always sort of, you need to keep that in mind, that we are using Thranduil sort of out of context, if you like.
And then you've got Uglok here as well, and he's the same points value, same profile, exactly the same as Lurtz. The only thing is he doesn't carry a shield and he doesn't carry a bow, but the profile's the same. So I hear a lot of players play house rules or something with Lurtz, and they play him as a defense 6 because otherwise he should be a defense 6. He's just not as good as the other players. But yeah, it's interesting to look at some of these profiles and question why they're the way they are. I think we know why Thranduil's the way he is because he's designed to be fighting Azog and Bolg.
Yeah.
Hence Legolas's fight increase. There's no explanation to Lurtz other than the fact that he carries a bow and a shield, so the shield is pointless. So then it makes you think, what's the point in having a shield? He might as well be 55 points without a shield.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a blip on Games Workshop's side. I mean, who knows? I mean, it's no hardship to, if both players do decide that actually it should be defense 6, then you can house rule it and do it that way.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be.
Who else have we got?
Something fairer, I imagine.
Elrond, the new profile.
He only by 6.
Interestingly, yeah.
It's interesting.
I mean, years ago, going back to sort of when I first started playing the game, when it was just released, I don't know if people remember the magazine you could get. You get the magazine, and then each week you get like a model or whatever with it. I used to collect that, and I played for like the schools league and whatnot. Went to Warhammer World, played in the finals there, so that was good. I mean, Elrond was my go-to hero pretty much. It was before the days of the warband rules and whatnot, so you could literally take a hero and then bulk the rest of your points out with troops. But Elrond used to be very, very good.
Well, here is one of his special rules is, I was just mentioning about the fight 6, is he can call a heroic strike for free every turn. So he can potentially, while he'll at least be fight 7 whenever he's fighting any hero with his free heroic strike.
So let's have a look. Right, his old fight was 6.
It's exactly the same.
Strength 4, defense 7, free attack 3, income 7, 3 for the free. Yeah, it's exactly the same.
The only addition is the free heroic strike.
Yeah.
Each turn. That's the only addition.
And for that, you're spending an extra 10 points.
Mm.
But the reason about the 5 armies is potentially giving him that is because he is only a fight 6.
I think that's
and all the other heroes are 7. Evil heroes, that is.
Yeah. Yeah, I reckon that's why. But they are Master of Rivendell. Elrond is a lot more points than the original, and he loses all his battle ability because his defense drops.
Defense 4.
It's just got the magical powers.
And the foresight of the Elder.
Wrath of Brunion. I don't really use magic in any of my strategies.
I mean,
neither do you.
We've used it a couple of times, haven't we? Sort of the odd time that I played as Urukai, but I've had Saruman.
Yeah, we did a battle test ages ago where we had Sauron versing. Who is it we had versing?
Yeah,
Elrond.
Was it Gil-galad? Gil-galad and Thranduil.
Yeah, Thranduil. The 3 of them taking on Sauron. I controlled the elves, and I used Nature's Wrath from Elrond, and it knocks Sauron to the floor. So he's always fighting from like being trapped, if you like. Did I end up winning that, or did you?
No, I
you turned it
eventually.
around at the very end?
You took all his wounds away.
Oh yeah,
but-
because he had the one ring.
Yeah.
So he only needs to roll a 2+ to not die on a 1 wound. So even though it was like it took a 6 and a 6 to wound him or something.
Yeah, it was.
And then and when you got all in like 3 wounds down, he had a 2+ face save basically.
Yeah. So he's difficult to kill him, but I mean.
But Nature's Wrath was interesting because it knocks you down and you can get back. You had to win the fight, and
Yeah.
you could only get back up. You can strike blows.
And then hope you won priority next turn.
Yeah.
Potentially we'll film something similar again, and then
You could do some test
and
battles
post it
and
up or
whatnot.
something. Yeah.
Really would give Thranduil a real test. Just Thranduil taking on wave after wave.
Yeah, until he dies, we'll just keep going.
It would be interesting to then face him against Volk or Azog and see how that goes down.
Yeah, need to definitely try getting them.
Mm.
Obviously with Christmas coming up.
Indeed. Maybe a little stocking filler.
Potentially.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it'd be interesting to do some Battle of the Five Armies stuff. Purely with the models from that release.
Especially with the news about the potential making giving it a bit of a lease of life, if you like.
Yeah, making it sort of like a specialist game, and
Try and get a lot more models out there.
it's exciting news that there's been product designers and all that being recruited for the hobby, which actually is really good news.
I wanted to get the dwarves from the film.
Yeah.
The new film, and they didn't release any, and I was a bit gutted. I wanted those spear, shield wielding dwarves. Make a shield.
Or the ones on pigback,
Oh,
ballback,
yes.
whatever they are.
Yeah, ballback.
Which would be phenomenal.
Yeah, but they never came
They never
out.
came out.
Bit of a shame. So hopefully we'll see them in the near future.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll. I mean, when we started back up again, trying to get hold of the source books, especially the ones that we wanted. I mean, everyone needs what everyone would want. The Free Peoples, everyone wants the Kingdoms of Men, and they were the two most difficult to get hold of. As far as I'm aware, you can still get Moria and Angmar on the Games Workshop website, and another one potentially as well. I don't think you get the Fallen Realms anymore either, but I mean, they're now fairly expensive to get your hands on, which is pretty frustrating because you need the points value. If you're going to play the hobby, you need the points values, don't you?
Yep.
So
Quite frustrating how you have to spend so much money just to know the value of your character or your soldier.
yeah,
Bit of a pain in the bum, and they're like thick books.
but then I guess the reason that Games Workshop were looking at cutting the hobby in the first place is because people weren't spending the money on it. So
Yeah,
which in turn would obviously push the price up, wouldn't it?
indeed. Oh, well.
But then it's a vicious circle. Then that then drops demand. So it's
Indeed. Cool. Well, we
Yeah, I
enjoyed
think it's
discussing this today, didn't we?
Yeah, we
Looking
did.
at this.
I think that's
I
it.
mean, to get it off my chest for some time, share it.
Oh no, you get it off your chest quite often,
With
just
the
off
world.
camera, and you bore me with it. So
Oh.
now we can bore you with it as well. So
Yes.
yeah, like I said, we were going to do this for ages, but obviously work and other situations came up and got in the way of it. So we finally managed to get it done.
Yeah.
So we hope you enjoyed our sort of discussion and our musings.
Indeed.
Um,
We'll be coming at you again with another battle, I
Yeah.
imagine.
hopefully something that
In the near
isn't
future.
Elves and Urukai.
Maybe before Christmas, it would be nice to get something out there.
Yeah, we'll definitely get something done before Christmas.
Yeah. That would be cool. Definitely.
Yeah. So yeah, thanks for watching and giving us your time once again.
Thank you for having this discussion with me. It's
No,
been
thank
a
you for having a
pleasure
discussion with
having
me.
you.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure as always.
Thank
Hearty
you.
handshake.
Yeah.